Jack Baranski with this Wyoming Valley West, talking about the 2021 football season. Coach, you look up and down the room and you just say, that team's pretty good, that team's pretty good. Like everybody's pretty good.
Absolutely.
And, but the focus has got to be, hey, how good are we going to be? Everybody has to say that. So let's talk about the Spartans this year. You guys have some talent?
Yeah, it starts up front for us. We have 6 linemen that have started numerous games over the last 2 years returning for 5 jobs. So there's been some competition. We like that group. We are going to lean on that group. We need to establish the line of scrimmage, and everything will fall into place after that.
You got to get guys that'll get in the end zone, but as you say, you lean on that line. Let's talk about some of the skill positions for you for the Spartans.
Quarterback's going to be Luke Buss. Doesn't have a ton of snaps under his belt, has not played a lot of football, but has all the intangibles to be a great quarterback. Big, strong kid, strong arm, outstanding student in the classroom and student of the game. So he's done a nice job so far this offseason. In the backfield, we have a young running back by the name of Isaiah Cobb, who'll probably lead the pack as far as carries go. And at wideout, we do have some veterans in Connor Olszewski and Ryan Myers, and a newcomer by the name of Makai Wells, a young sophomore 6'5" wideout with some athleticism. So we're excited to see how he could progress.
You guys had some horrible luck a couple of years ago with injuries, and teams go through those phases and situations. But let's talk about off-season work. What you guys have worked on in the off-season? Say, hey, we're gonna lift their tails off. We're gonna work on footwork. We're gonna make sure these kids are,
all of the above, John. So we're lucky enough that our weight and training facility and our wellness center, we have a weight room area and we have enough room upstairs. So within every workout, we did a plyometric and a speed exercise, just whether it be 3-cone, vertical leaps, whatever sort of plyometric, power skips. So we added in not only the strength training this year, but there was that off-season conditioning, speed, and explosiveness, which we're hoping is going to add into injury prevention for us.
Let's talk about your coaching staff and just making sure these guys are getting coached up all the time. And obviously, you always feel a little more comfortable when you got guys that you can count on. I know you have a handful of those here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of the staff has stayed together even after Patrick Keating to myself. A lot of the guys are still there. Some are in different roles as coordinators that they weren't previously. But it's nice to have a veteran group of coaches, a veteran room of coaches that the kids can lean on. They understand the program, what our expectations are, and where we want to go as a unit.
As far as the identity of this Wyoming Valley West team, is it we're going to smack you in the mouth? We got guys who fly around defensively. We feel like we have an offensive line where we can run the ball. What would you say right now would be as
100%. We want to play fast and be physical. Again, with veterans on the offensive line, we want to establish the run, allow our young quarterback to settle in, hopefully make some easy throws off of play action, get him going, get him started. And defensively, it's always the same around here. We want to fly to the ball. We want to be as physical as possible. We want to create turnovers.
Let's be honest. I would think the Wyoming Valley West team this year, you guys are going to have a lot of 50-50 teams. We'll go either way, because I think there's some teams out there that are kind of in a similar position. We know there's a couple of teams that might be just a hair above others, and then there's some teams that are going to be below. But there's going to be a lot of 50-50
Yeah,
teams.
that middle of the pack group there, that's going to sort itself out as the season goes on. We're as a football team in the conference this year, and everybody, you're going to have to bring your A game every week. Everybody's improved. Everybody seems pretty good. And you're right, John. There's a couple that seem to be maybe separated towards the top, but there's a whole lot of fighting to do for that second and third near the top of the pecking order. And, we want to be one of those teams.
Preparation as a high school coach, you've been a student of the game. A lot of film work. There's a lot of things that people don't see behind the scenes, and of course, you got to be mindful. Hey, these coaches, they have young kids, they have families, they have all that. Even the kids coming in for watching film, and some coaches go 6 days a week. Some coaches think, 5 days a week. So it's a little bit different for everybody, but there's got to be a balance.
Yeah, you definitely have to find that balance. And what's made it easier now, when I first started coaching many years ago in the 90s and everything, game film was on DVDs or on VHS tapes. You might only have 1 or 2 copies. Now that it's done through the internet with something like Huddle, people can individually watch film in their own homes. You can come together and share ideas, what you notice, look at tendencies, see what they're doing defensively to certain formations and how we can attack that. So you can do some of the legwork individually and then get together as a staff, and that cuts down on the amount of time that you have to necessarily spend together when you had one DVD of a team that, historically. So,
Coach, always great to catch up with you, and we hope you have a positive season here for the WVW Spartans.
thanks, John.